I'm finally at a point where it's worth showing a build update here. I've been working really hard on getting this build configured, but everything's been a bit slow this week as work resumes. So it's been a bit slow this week as everything's getting started, and then next week I should be able to. Last 2 weeks realistically, and then next week I should be able to, or this weekend I'm hoping to get back to a regular schedule and uploading on a regular basis. That being said, I've made some significant changes to this build to ensure it is in a good working order. It's not perfect by any means, but I got a new eventuality rod, a bit more damage. It's around 700 DPS, nothing crazy. I found an Abyssius here for I think it was like 20 chaos, but being corrupted, that 5% of fire damage leech does life is very, very useful in just creating a bit of a better sustain. But and then it added about 21% more melee critical strike multiplier, which is also really good. And then the physical damage reduction is the same, but that 0.5 fire damage leech does life is absolutely amazing. It took me a considerable amount to link this, though, with Tainted Fusings and get it right with that and Tainted Chromatics to get the right color on there. I have Intimidate and Enduring Cry, both on urgent orders. They need to be qualityed when I get it. Clarity is just seeing there, provide a bit of extra mana regeneration. I acquired 2 new rings to help out tremendously. This fixed the mana cost, more fire damage to attacks, and then stat fixing and life, and then chaos resistance. Doing the same thing, stat fixing with intelligence, physical damage to attacks, accuracy, life, fire resistance. Reason fire resistance specifically is because every 43 fire resistance grants 21 lightning and 21 cold, and same thing over here, 45 grants 22 lightning and 22 cold. So it's very useful. I am still using this actually. This is really, really nice, and now I have 8 endurance charges, so it leaves me with a 40-second onslaught if I get hit after killing a mob, which means I have onslaught for 40 seconds, which is really, really good. It basically is, at this point, onslaught doesn't stop. I would like to eventually get a version of this that is corrupted with +1 level 2 socketed gems and like 50% more damage or something like that. But since this isn't a commonly used one, I'm probably going to have to roll that myself, which means... yeah, it means it's going to be rather time consuming. I saw one on the market the other day, but it didn't have gems or anything, and it's just it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Anyways, I have Tectonic Slam level 21, added fire damage, awaken added fire damage, awaken fire penetration, awaken melees being leveled, ruthlessness, and awaken elemental damage with attacks, which is also being leveled. That is a new purchase. Zoph's Blood, I would like a corrupted version of this at some point in time. I did quality it to grant 12% fire penetration instead of 10, 2%. It helps. Legacy of Fury, I found a corrupted one for, I think it's 100 chaos, which has +1 to max endurance charges, brings me up to 8. This will need replaced at some point in time with a Mageblood. I'm not there yet. And then this right here is, I crafted this one, and I bought the base. The base was 40, 50 chaos. Grants exposure, rage. It fixes my dexterity, lots of life, and chaos resistance. It's solid enough that it'll do, and then I crafted attack damage on it. Flasks are still in good shape. I have crafted them all with used when reach full. Increases armor. I found out that this apparently doesn't do anything with increased armor on that, so that'll need to change at some point in time. Increases critical strike chance and movement speed. Once I get a Mageblood, the movement speed buff on this will be switched over to a reduced effective curses, which should get close to 100% reduced effective curses with one of the gems I have. In terms of the tree, I've added a couple things into the build. I've removed most of the nodes down here and the nodes right here. I have added in a third cluster jewel into the build, and I'm working my way through up here and crit over here. Currently level 95. I have there's some more stuff I can lose in various places to change stuff around, which I will. But I have a Watcher's Eye, additional armor, additional damage while affected by anger. Couple jewels here. They're helping to fix attributes, but I was able to get some pretty good with critical strike chance and accuracy to help ensure the build. I have a where to go? Impossible Escape, which goes around Imbalanced Guard, which is allowing me to take Soul of Steel, Kinetic Impacts, Prismatic Skin, and Eagle Eye. This is significant buff to defense, which is granting me 82% reduction for all elements. Chaos is still not capped and won't be capped for a bit yet. It'll be capped once I replace the boots, and that'll probably be a while. I've gone up through here. I have added in, I have 2 jewels right here. I need to get Corrupted Blood immunity. I have this Thread of Hope. I need to get one that is, this is medium, I think. Is that right? Medium. I need to get a large one eventually here, which is going to allow me to go through right here and then take this node right here, which is absolutely amazing. And then I can also take this right here, and then I'll just path up to this. And then I can also take this node right here, and I think it also allows me access to, I can remove this and I can replace that with something else at a later point. So, and then up here I have the last cluster jewel, which is has 2 more jewel sockets on it. And I think that is about it. Path of Building, I've reached the 5 million DPS mark, and I have 72k HP, and that's with no endurance charges. I need to get this number up a bit higher, but if I click configuration and check off endurance charges, which is 8, goes up to 86k and 14.8 million DPS. And while mapping, I have endurance charges. Every single mob I kill grants 8, so the next hit I do does that damage, which is pretty solid as a whole. I've been working on that considerably to make that reasonable and consistent. It's still not done, but it's in pretty good shape at the moment. I do have, I don't know if I've shown this, so we'll show this real quick. If I go to Theory Crafting, then I go to Skills and Theory Crafting, Items and Theory Crafting, and then go to Configuration. And then I think if I uncheck endurance charges, the way I have this set right now, I should, now granted, my gear's not configured right. Actually, let's go to items real fast. Gear's not configured. Let's get the Abyssius back on here. Let's get that, Legacy of Fury, Zoph's Blood. Okay. And then, so this is where the build is headed. This number is not correct here, as things aren't configured right at this point in time because I have better gear than what's shown right here at the moment. But if I go to Tree, I've reached the exact point that I wanted to reach previously, so that's good. That being said, I should, if I'm at 75k, once I attach Mageblood, I should be able to hit about 100k EHP. And without endurance charges, I should be sitting around 42 million DPS. Go into configuration, click endurance charges. I'm doing 111 million damage, and that is where this build is headed to. I don't even have the right skills in place, so I have to make a ton of adjustments to this, but its gear is crappier than what I currently have, with exception of the weapon. The weapon will cost me about 200 divine to 200 to 400 divine to purchase. Which is around the same price as the Mageblood. So it's going to take a bit to get there. I am doing okay at that. Now I can finally farm a T16 map. So as a result, I have generated some currency. I have 7 divine. I have a fracturing orb. And I grinded Abyss from 92 to 95 to get the build up, and I had a couple pretty good drops. That's about it as a whole. If you have comments, ideas, feel free, or questions, feel free to drop them as comments below. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching.